Good morning and welcome, or good afternoon, or good evening, or whatever it is in your part of the world. But it's morning here in Australia, so welcome. This was a pour I did a number of weeks ago. It was a pour over a previous print that I'd bought. I will link the video to the original piece of art. So what I'm going to do now is embellish it with acrylic pens, Posca pens, and do some discs over those beautiful, beautiful balloon kisses. So I will quickly, hopefully, go through this part for you, doing the embellishing of the discs. And it's in preparation for kind of making those look as though they're floating, but then to have resin on the disc work only. So let's see how we go. Oh, I am doing a little bit more work on my finished painting, just doing my 3D effects. I found a real easy way to, I'm absolutely hopeless at doing the shading that's required to make it, look extra special. But of course, I have found an easy way, like like to find with anything at my age, is the easy way is the best way. So I was sent these pens from Capriole Shabby Chic a long time ago, and I didn't realise that they're actually dual tip art markers. So you've got a thin end, a nice thin end, could be for just adding some nice fine detail in there, and then you've got the nice chubby end for adding, thicker lines. So what I've found is, of course, so if you want to order these, you'll find them on Capriole Shabby Chic, but they're great because they've got dual tips. So what I have found, which is so cool, where's my black one? The black one is what I've been using to enhance the 3D look in these particular circles. So when I did the first bit, you would have just used the fine tip. So then to do the shading, you just pop off the other end and you've got the nice thicker tip to do. Where am I? So this is my easy way. So obviously in 3D the light is sort of coming from one way. It always looks, you do that sort of thicker side at one end. I don't know, I just never really take much notice of it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, then I'll just spray some isopol alcohol over the ink that I just put on, so then makes it workable again. And then it's quite easy to use that ink then to do your shading, because it's sort of watered down, and you can then use it to feather out to make it the shade that you require to make it kind of stand out and look 3D. So it's just a very easy way, because otherwise this is very time consuming, and it can be tedious for some, but I definitely find it, if I can sit here and just go through this, it's very therapeutic. So, and you kind of got that shading then that looks like, helps your piece to look more, stand out from the actual whole thing. So that's just my easy found way of doing the shading to make these 3D discs stand out. And of course what I'm doing with this piece when it is dry, I'm going to only resin the bubbles, the discs in here, so the discs actually stand out from the rest of the painting. I will go over the whole painting with just a varnish to seal it all, but then I will go over just the discs in resin so they stand out. There's no reason why you can't just pick a part in your painting to resin. I've seen lots of works of art in my local Montville artist place that has lots of art from other artists, and I see that they've got lots of pieces that were only resined in certain spots. So what I will do as I kind of see fit is just go round with, now I've realised I've got these wonderful markers from Capriole Shabby Chic. There's a nice blue one, so I can use them to pick out just, I mean, it doesn't jump off the page, but it sort of, you know, can pick out your detail. You don't even have to do this, but if you want a little bit of detail in your fine lines, I'll just continue on going around, picking out a few spots, and then, like I said, my next stage will be I'll resin it for you guys and show you what it looks like resined. So it does look like 3D, and I reckon when I resin this, it will really look, it'll, you know, it'll just lift the whole thing. So good idea, and I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. Okay, we're on the next stage. I have finished what I wanted to do, highlighted these circles, discs, or whatever you want to call them. Yesterday I just took this outside when it was dry, and I just sprayed over the whole lot actually with the Krylon Kmart varnish. It's non-yellowing, protection for oil, acrylic and water, keeps fresh from acid free, blah blah blah. So perfect if you just want to spray over and make sure your whole piece is protected. So that's what I did yesterday. I do have some kind of cracking here, but it actually adds to kind of texture in the paint. So that's all sealed. So I'm only hoping now that my next stage, you can get that from the online store, Capriole. My next stage is to just highlight the circles with resin. So I have got this is equal parts A and B, like resin, which I have got the 2 parts. So I'm going to pour one into the other, and now I will mix for a good 3 minutes to get rid of all the air bubbles and ready for use. So I will just do that off camera, or just do it and speed this bit up so it's not too boring. So the 2 pieces are added together, and it's now just stir, 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 stir for about 3 minutes. Temperature's dropped here today because we're very rainy, but I'm not too worried about the bubbles, because I can, when I put them on the resin on, I can burst the bubbles with my little heat wand. So I've got a little sponge brush I'm going to use. I doubt whether I'll be able to use this brush afterwards. I'll probably just throw it away because of the resin. I'm not going to work for ages trying to save that little brush. So I'm just hoping this works. So I only want my circles. So maybe I should only do the big circles too, so that it's like highlights them above the rest. That's about it. Let's go over this with a heat gun. getting rid of the bubbles for sure. Maybe I can just work it with the heat gun, so I might not even have to use my doesn't have to be perfectly in the circles, but I'll try and just make sure that my circles have got it. I mean, even after this I could go over with one of those markers to outline the circles even more. I think I'm gonna do the inner one too. Yeah, why not? Why not? So I'll share some of this love up here. I'll just do my circles in the resin. I'm sure it'll look beautiful. I don't want to resin a whole lot. I want those circles to just pop for the rest of the canvas. So I'll definitely show it you fully finished and dry. Okay, these photos are actually, it's on the bedroom wall 2 years after I did the original finishing off. You can see the kind of glow of the resin on it. So yeah, it's hanging in one of my spare bedrooms and still going strong.